Hello, my name is Andre Acevedo. In a previous video, I compared some of my favorite mouthpieces that are similar to vintage Meyers. Today, I'm going to do a video where I do the same thing with a few more mouthpieces. I'm going to have my Connoisseur Meyer Bros mouthpiece, except this time it has both been refaced by Arnold Montgomery and had the chamber work and some baffle work by Bradford Ben. I'm also going to have the Morgan Jazz mouthpiece. This is the Morgan Jazz New York model, the exact model I was interested in trying that I mentioned in the first video. I'm also going to have the Theo Wanne New York Bros mouthpiece. This one's really hard to get in the screen because it's so reflective. I also have the Boston Sax Shop M Series alto saxophone mouthpiece. Then I had the Babbitt 100th Anniversary Series New York alto saxophone mouthpiece. I have the box for it, but it has the student's address on it, so I'm not showing that. And finally, my vintage Meyer New York USA refaced by Ted Klum. For each of these mouthpieces, I'm going to perform an excerpt of Charlie Parker's solo on Embraceable You. This is coming from the Charlie Parker Omnibook Volume 2. I am also going to perform an etude that I wrote just a few days ago that I will put online soon over the chord changes to Isfahan. On each mouthpiece, I am going to be using the Dario Venn new design 2.5 reed. I have been using these same reeds exclusively for about 8 months now. Additionally, on every mouthpiece, I am going to use my trusty Van Doren Optimum ligature. This is my favorite ligature. Before each recording, I'm going to play the saxophone with the mouthpiece for about 5 minutes. I want to make sure I get comfortable with the mouthpiece so that I can bring out its best qualities in as short time as possible. Now, when you purchase a mouthpiece like this, you will probably want to spend a few days or even weeks to learn how to get used to what the mouthpiece is like. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to just get generally used to it. Meyer Connoisseur New York Bros mouthpiece. Morgan Jazz, New York. Theo Wanne, New York Bros. J.T. Babbitt, Meyer New York 100th Anniversary Edition. Boston Sax Shop M Series. Meyer New York USA Vintage. So I'm going to make a few quick comments about each mouthpiece. The last one I just played is my vintage Meyer New York USA mouthpiece. It is a Ted Klum reface. It sounds very good, but I always have trouble controlling it. I can't shape the sound nearly as much as I'd want to. I am unsure whether that is what makes a Meyer vintage mouthpiece what it is, or that's not what people look for. While it sounds good, I can't control it as much. What I notice on the Theo Wanne mouthpiece and the Boston Sax Shop mouthpiece, Theo Wanne and Boston Sax Shop, which by the way, these are two of the most beautiful mouthpieces. Very, very elegant. These are both based on the Meyer. I'm guessing, from what I understand, the Boston Sax Shop starts with a Meyer and then is quite unique. But this one is supposed to be more like a Meyer. They both have a lot more resistance. I can do a lot more shaping of the sound with those two mouthpieces. It seems like I lose a bit of the edge and the volume, but I get a lot of warmth and a lot of ability to shape the sound. I wonder if that is what really makes a Meyer Bros a Meyer Bros. Conversely, the Connoisseur mouthpiece right now feels like one of my favorites overall. Again, I did have it refaced from a 5 to a 6 by Arnold Montgomery, and I had the chamber and baffle changed by Bradford Ben. I sat next to him and had him change specific things that I wanted, so of course it's more like I want. But it's interesting that this feels nothing like the Theo Wanne, which feels nothing like my true vintage Meyer New York. The 100th Anniversary Meyer New York is the mouthpiece I've been using for the last few months. This one is a Brian Powell reface. Brian Powell is a genius. He is a superhero. This mouthpiece doesn't have the core tone or sound of the other ones, but you can really, really control it. I feel like this one has the best amount of control versus volume and edge. I am really looking forward to listening back to this recording to see if what I hear behind the horn sounds the same into my microphone. Which, by the way, I do have a microphone right here, so you can't see it. It's about 6 inches lower than here. Final thoughts. These are all great mouthpieces. I'm pretty sure a student would be happy with any of these. They're all fantastic mouthpieces. I think I'm going to spend some more time on my Meyer Bros mouthpiece, like I said. Bradford Ben did some great work with this. I'm going to make sure to link his profile down below. I'm going to link Brian Powell, Arnold Montgomery, and Bradford Ben down below, as well as where you can buy all of these mouthpieces. And I want to give a very special shout out to Dr. Mark, my student, who I've been with for maybe 6 years. He's an adult. He's a brilliant surgeon, and he's the one that lent me most of these mouthpieces for me to play this video on. And with that, thank you very much. Go practice.